Hey everybody, we are back with another review, and today we're going to be checking out some everyday carry slingshots that I printed with my 3D printer, and I'll show you one that I actually purchased. So without further ado, let's hop right into this review and let's check out what we got going on with the 3D printed EDC slingshots and what I did with them and the kind of designs I made. So first off, let's show you one that was actually just purchased on Amazon. This came with a little satchel with a bunch of flat bands. It came with some different sized bullets, or pellets I should say, a couple targets. It even came with a bunch of sight bars for the top up here, but we just kept this one plain like this. It's got a wood handle, and it's got a full tang stainless steel body, so it goes right in there. So it's definitely sturdy. This is a nice slingshot. I mean, it's a value slingshot. I think this was around 20 bucks for this. And again, there's the band right there. Pretty nice. This band is actually not the one it came with. It came with these neon ones. But I went with one that I had sitting around, which was these gray bands that I got, which are pretty nice. They got a nice little leather pullback on them, so I like that. And I like this slingshot. But I said, let me see, what can we do with the 3D printer? What kind of stuff can I print in regards to an everyday carry slingshot? You know, what can I make something that's similar to this? And I looked at some other people's prints, and these were some of the ones that they had out there. So I figured, hey, let's check out what they have out there. Could any of these that you could print actually be something that's a functional slingshot that you could bring with you everyday carry? So let's check those out. I'll move this up a little bit, move it out of the way a little bit, and let's check out some of the ones that we pulled on. So first one that we printed was this one, which almost looks like a tribal design, if you would. Very simplistic. It does have a smaller hole here, which I guess, you know, it has a lot of broad face right here on both sides, which I wouldn't want to hit that and have that shoot back in my face, of course. So I'd want something a little bit more streamlined and thin in regards to that, or skeletal, if you would, or at least have a bigger hole, so it's, you know, a little more margin for error. But this would be the first one that I printed. Now I did all of these on 100% infill for these. And there was another thing too in the design as well. So looking at this, I'm assuming that the flat band's going to go in there somehow and pull over this top. My issue was that the way that I printed this was flat, so basically I could see it splitting the layer right there and pulling the whole top part on both posts off. So this one, I said, I'm not too fond of this design, so we're going to scrap this one. So we printed another one, and then I printed something that's a little bit similar to this one. If you see, it's actually quite similar, only it's a little bit more skeletal with no wood handle. But this is the slingshot that came basically out similar to this one. It's probably going to be one of the closest ones that I'm looking at right here to this one out of the bunch. So there's we'll do a side by side before we check it out. So this one right here, you could do either one. You could do tubulars, or you could do flat bands. I like the flat bands personally. I do have tubular ones as well. I need to clean this up. I didn't finish trimming this out, but I just basically, I wasn't going to use it, so I didn't really end up finishing it. Although I do like the skeletalness of it, I just didn't really like the grippage of it. It almost seemed a little bit too short for me. Like I said, this one over here, it definitely has a little bit more. Even if I held it just like that, it has enough grippage. It almost seems like this one's just a little bit too short. So I just need to mess with the model a little bit, but then I think it would be a little bit too wide. So it's not something I want to carry with me in my pocket every day, because as you can see right here, it's just about the same size. So if I was able to scoot it out just a little bit more and make it a little bit more easier to hold in the hand and not have to stretch my fingers out as much, this might actually work. So, but like I said, not one that I went with, because I still kept going and I kept picking some different models. So then I ended up moving to a more larger one. So still similar kind of to this design where it has the peaks out over here. Again, you can do tubular and the flat bands on this one. This one's kind of cool. I definitely like the weight of this one. Again, all these are 100% infill, which is what you want, because I didn't want any give in these. I mean, I guess if you're going for like lightweight, you're also going to be, you know, sacrificing structural integrity on these. So I went with the 100% infill because, again, we're not doing weight here. This was strictly something where I wanted to make sure it was more dependable than lightweight. So this one was a little bit larger and a little bit easier to handle, and I think it was more in line with what I was talking about this one. If I made it a little bit larger, it would probably be more desirable to hold. But this one, I liked the bulbous apparatus here on the handle, which fits really nice in the hand. No matter how you hold it, it fits real nice in the hand. This side has more of a teardrop shape than this side, obviously. but it fits really nice and it feels comfortable in the hand. This would be one that I would probably run, but again, it's a little bit on the larger side. So like I said, if I blew this one up, this is probably how large it would probably be. Just a little bit larger than how it was, because the other one, again, was almost about the same size as this metal one. So when I blew it up a little bit on a different design, you could see it almost brought it over just a smidge more, but look how much larger it made the entire unit. You see what I'm saying? So that was something that I didn't want to have happen with this one. So we kept going, but this was getting closer to where we wanted to be. Then from there, I ended up printing one of these, which is probably one of the most straight and narrow ones that I printed that I actually really liked. This one has a real nice grip. You can obviously, reverse it. It's, ambidextrous on that. Pretty nice. I dig it. It's got a good grip no matter how you grab it or how you want to grab it. I like this little dugout here. Now again, the creators who made these, I grabbed all of these off Thingiverse. So go check out over there. Just type in slingshot and you can find all these designs over there. And then the PLA that I'm using today is this carbon fiber PLA Plus from Micro Center. So I think I ran this at 215 with 60-degree bed, and I did 0.16 layer height. I did 100% infill, 0.36 on the print speed, and I ran a brim on them. I ran a brim. So, and to take that brim off real easily, this was probably the best one to show you that. To take the brim off, after you pull it off, it's still going to be a little rough. I use a foam sanding block to just kind of touch the edges. You don't want to alter the design, and like make it look like it has a flat spot, but you just kind of rough it up a little bit. This one I actually fully trimmed up, and then I also hit this one with a Bic lighter. As you can see, it made the back part where it might have like a whitish, look to it from being stuck to the bed, or if you use glue at all, it'll show that. But as you can see here, like I said, I hit it with the sanding block and then hit it with the lighter. So this would be like the one I actually fully trimmed up for the works. But anyway, back to this one. I like the little dugouts. Go check out the people who made these. Thingiverse, Slingshot, check it out. So I liked this one, but I said I don't necessarily know if I want one that's going to be offset. I might want one that's just kind of straight up and down, like an old school Dennis the Menace type of slingshot. Put it in your back pocket. And then I came to this design, which I actually really like this one a lot. It's actually more of like the minimalist line like this one in regards to weight, but it also has that nice construction where it has a huge hole, limited frame, and a nice grip and a long grip for you to be able to actually hold it. You know what I'm saying? So I really like this one a lot too. And then I decided, well, if I'm going to utilize this, I guess I could put it around the post around this, or we might run into some issues with the top part of this popping off. Now I could print this thing vertical, which would have more supports, which would make the handle super rough when I have to trim it all up. It'll almost look like this in regards to the amount of stuff I'd have to trim. And I don't want that, you know what I'm saying? Because this is all support right here, this roughness right here. And this was pretty smoothed out as well. I mean, I removed all the support on this, but this right here is probably as smooth as it's going to get. But then this notch really kind of, if it was more like a post like this, if it was like this kind of post up top, I think that would be awesome, where you could put an actual like flat band through it. I think that would be great versus having that. I mean, I guess you could put the flat band through that, but I just don't like the fact that no matter what, something's going to get in this loop, whether it's a rubber band or something, and it could potentially lift this up and separate the layer right there, and have either post snap off. So I like this design more, when you're wrapping the rubber band around it, you're almost sandwiching the layers and pushing them together and making them even like more tight together, even though nothing's really happening. But what it's not doing is separating the layers. It's not working on separating the layers over time, which is what something like this design would do regardless of how you situated the band. So the last design was the one that I fell on for printability. Now, this would be the one that I would recommend out of all these ones that we printed today, the different designs from the different designers. Appreciate everybody. Again, these were the ones that I liked, and then this is the one that I picked out for me, which works best for me. So that one is this design, a little simple Y pattern. I trimmed this one up real nice as well with the sanding block. This one needed no supports at all, but I did do a brim on it, which is nice. It made it that real nice smooth print along the edges. And again, this one is done for flat band. And as we can compare the size to the one that I actually purchased on Amazon, it's a little bit bigger. So that's what I was talking about when I had this one and this one next to each other. It was like just enough to kind of almost grab, but this one's got a real nice feel to it. I mean, it's got a real nice hefty feel to it. It feels solid, like it's not going to break apart. And again, this is going to be one of those ones when you put the flat band over it and then wrap your rubber bands around it. I don't feel like it's going to try to separate the layers. It's going to make them even stronger, if you would, by the tightness and the tension you're putting on them with the rubber bands. And again, this was 100% infill. Check this one out. When you go on and look for a design, look for this one. Check it out, print it out. You can see the large notch here, which is great. The limited frame, which is awesome. So you're getting less, less ability to have this kick back in your face, which is nice if you happen to have a misfire. And again, I'm not going to go over safety on how to shoot a slingshot. This is not what this video is. This video was basically designed to show you some of the different designs that are out there for slingshots you can print with your 3D printer for EDC purposes, and which one I thought is the best one that's out there. And again, this is the one that I fall on personally. I like this. I think this would be the most effective one out of the bunch here. So why don't you let me know down in the comments below which one you thought was the most effective one, and which designs you like the most in regards to EDC, because some people like different things in regards to designs and minimalism. So this is the one, like I said, I fell on. Again, I trimmed this one up real nice. I hit this one with the lighter, made it nice and smooth on the back, and I like this one. I'm gonna put some bands on it, and I'm gonna actually use this for a carry. So I'm gonna check it out and give it a little review, if you would. So but you let me know your opinion down in the comments below, and if you didn't see one here that you like and there's one that you recommend, drop the link down in the comments as well so other people could check that out also. So again, all these are on Thingiverse. Go check them out and go support the creators over there. Again, yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Want more content like this, subscribe for more Today reviews every single day. So look out for that, and have a great rest of your day.